Here with Gary Horgan at the Bob Lucas after Chippenham's 1-1 draw. Gary, a very eventful game. Let's unpack that slowly through. Talk us through your thoughts, mate.
Yeah, not a game of two halves. Look, we started probably first 60 minutes, well certainly up until the sending off, so I don't know what time that was.
58.
Probably as good as we not necessarily as good as we played this season. We were in complete control and deservedly 1-0 up. Maybe should have had another penalty at that point as well, and but for some really good defending by Weymouth, I think we could have been 2 or 3 up at that point quite comfortably. Going from back to front, from the keeper right through 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 passes at a time to get through, and like I say, but for some good defending and maybe some decision making which was slightly off, we could have been comfortably up. And then sending off changes the game. I knew straight away as soon as they went down to 10. My concern was that our mentality would change, and it did. Within 2 minutes, we have a free kick and we go long. For whatever reason, like I said, as a group, I've mentioned it 2 or 3 times. I just felt we started to not necessarily think it would be easy, but we stopped doing all the things that had got us some joy. And because they went to a wide back 3, there were spaces all over the pitch, and we just, it was almost like that invited us to try and hit those spaces long and direct and quick for some reason. So that was disappointing. But in terms of the performance, I can't be disheartened at all, because, like I said, we were really good and complete control of the game, and so I'm just frustrated for the boys that they haven't won the game.
Some real moments of controversy as well today, Gary. We put ourselves 1-0 up, deservedly for the pressure, but obviously Matt McClure's penalty, it did look like it was sort of on the line, on the cusp of the 18-yard box. Nonetheless, the referee's given it, and your captain stepped up and won the penalty, scored the penalty, and I thought in a performance where I thought he was fantastic today, Matt McClure. He's capped it with a goal. Yeah,
he was really good. I just had the same conversation with him there, as were lots of them. We were really good today as a group, definitely. I don't really like to get drawn on the refs, but there's an absolute definite penalty on 𝗣cie𝘀𝘁 within the first couple of minutes. Not only have we watched it back, but the stills have shown that there's no contact whatsoever. The ball's 2 or 3 yards away from the covering defender, and the defender just swipes the legs. I haven't spoken to the referee about it yet, but I believe the shout is there's not enough in it, or not enough contact for him to go down. I don't know how much contact there needs to be when you swipe someone's leg from behind. So if we should already be 1-0 up and have a penalty at that point by the time Matty gets his second one, and then I'm not even sure if the second one is, like you say, a penalty. It might be outside, it isn't. It's definitely a foul because it's the same as the one they've given. But I think he gives it because he makes an error with the first one. But look, it's really difficult at game speed and stuff like that. We don't have the benefit of VAR, so I'm not gonna. And it's made even more difficult with the new rules. Again, some really strange decisions, and then we get a sending off as well that I'm not even sure is ultimately a sending off. He's definitely last man, but to say that he's going to get a goal scoring opportunity from it, I don't know. So yeah, difficult one to talk about with the referees. But going back to the actual question in hand, I thought Matty was excellent. Yeah.
I mean, quite beneficial where I was stood today. I was in front of the incident for the sending off, and I believe the referee was certain it was a foul. He's made no attempt to play the ball. He's looked over at the linesman to ask if there's a covering defender, which the linesman's confirmed. So I think he was dead set that he was giving that. I personally, from my vantage point, I thought it was going to be touch and go. I didn't think he'd give it, but it was brave. But he definitely did. But you say that sending off, it probably changed the mentality a little bit in both sets of the sort of galvanised them, and maybe gave us a little bit too much to think about at certain times. But the game really did turn on that point.
Yeah, that's what I said. Of course. So for me, as I said, that we just started giving them the ball back because they went to a 3. There was, as I said, there were spaces all over the pitch. We'd spent 60 minutes circulating the ball, circulating it well, going back through the goalkeeper and out the other side, and then switching the ball quickly, which we lacked in the previous 2 games really. So we did that with like I say, with with pace and tempo for the first 60, and then I think after that, I don't think we went back through the goalkeeper once. So that's what happens. You then start giving the ball back, and like I said, I think your eyes almost light up because you're then thinking, right, okay, there's gaps down here. So we've got Ty out wide, and we have 𝗣cie𝘀𝘁𝘁, who are both really quick, and then I think the eagerness to play forward too quickly means that then able to do what they do. They're set up to do it. They just start kicking balls into the box, and then you feel under pressure because you're defending more long aerial passes and long aerial balls. So yeah, look, again, I already said it, and yeah, I think, like I said, our challenge within us at the moment is like I say, when that does happen, if I look back to a couple of times this season, is to just try and make sure that when that does happen, that the mentality is to continue to do the same, which gets you that joy for 60 minutes.
I'm going to go throw a bit of a controversial one out there, Gary. We've all got social media. We all read sort of things that are put on there, and after the last couple of weeks where maybe a couple of results haven't quite gone our way, and I'm going to give you a chance to stand in defiance of it now. There was a little bit of a questionable question over the brand of football, this tippy-tappy style football that we play. For 60 minutes we've played that level of football today and looked thoroughly competent, dominant, some would say. And on that 60-minute term, when that happened, that was the thing that seemed to be missing. So to all those people that say this ethos of Chippenham being able to play football from the back collectively and play calmly through the lines, I think if they were here today, they might be able to see that they were wrong.
Yeah, the supporters pay their money, so they're entitled to like a style of football, dislike a style of football. So I'll never tell anybody not to come and not voice their displeasure if that's what they think. So that's the way we want to do things. We think, as I said, that nobody comes in all of a sudden and embeds a style of football within 12 weeks. Certainly not a new group. I think we managed to retain maybe 4 or 5 from last year, so we're a brand new group. And that seems to happen year on year, and if we can hold on to lads at the moment, like I said, we've just talked about it in there, just sort of saying that we think we're probably operating at 20% of where we can get to with what we've got in terms of the talent in there, the age of the players. We think we can be really good at it, but because we're new and we're new together, sometimes that will just happen. It won't click. But today it clicked. I felt it clicked at Slough, clicked at Taunton. People come up and say, look, that's some of the best football we've seen here. But yeah, when it works, it looks great. Sometimes when it doesn't, as I said previously, it doesn't. But for us, we have a belief, and certainly ultimately, that's what the chairman wants. When we discuss it, regularly. So it'll take a bit more time, like I said. But I think that if we can continue to get better at it, certainly, and understand when we need to make better decisions and the right sort of things to do that, we're only going to improve and get better and better.
And the next game up for you, Gary, is now a rearranged fixture, obviously due to our departure in the FA Cup and Truro the same. They've rearranged the fixture that was originally on the Tuesday for the Saturday. They've gone off quite well, actually, Truro. I don't think it's a shock to you or many people that are sort of in and around the level that they've started quite well. They know what they're doing, and it's going to be a very, very tough away day for you on Saturday.
Yes, they're a good side. They're a good side. Like I said, we've managed to catch them a couple of times this year. Looking at them, and like I said, they're a really well drilled side. Another one where I said, look, having just asked the question there, they're a side that have been together for quite some time now. So they were able to get their ideas across, and the players have had a couple of years in the league below to become accustomed to them. And then when they are fatigued and when sort of games become difficult for them, they're able to fall back on not necessarily muscle memory, but they can go back on those principles that they use. So for us at the moment, we're sort of having that battle. So look, it's a tough place anyway, because it's I know they're playing at Plymouth at the moment, but it's a tough place to go because you have a really long journey, but you have to prepare for that, and there's loads of long journeys in this league. But it'll be a really tough game. It'll be a tough game. Like I say, they're a good side, but again, I think we're a good side. So look, hopefully it'll be a really good game of football, and we'll have to work them out, and likewise they'll probably have to work us out.
Well, congratulations for today, Gary. You said you wanted a response from your boys on Saturday, and you got one with a point at a very difficult place to go, and we'll see you at Truro on Saturday.
Yeah, thank you.
Well done, mate.